Alrighty. Kris Kage, modern day Van Helsing. Let's start from the beginning.
Kris Kage modern day Van Helsing is about a monster hunter named Kris Kage who hunts monsters.
And in this particular adventure, he's fighting vampires. However, he happens to say something a little un-PC, and it gets him in a whole lot of trouble.
Wait, what? No.
What?
What'd you just say to me?
Wait,
What'd
what?
you just say to me?
What?
The fuck did you just say to me?
Oh, no, I did not mean it like that. No.
The great thing about this was really just kind of reconnecting with the cast. A lot of people who worked on this movie we've worked with previously. October, Beth Pritchard, Amber Hill, another one from Unspeakable Acts that we get to work with again on this one. And then we had some new faces. My girlfriend Angel became one of the vampire brides in this one. Or Kayla Fields. She was brand new on this one. And another cool thing about this one was my cousins. So I got three cousins that are all siblings. And I worked with Ethan and Haley on the first Snuff film. We worked with Ethan on the music video for the TPS house band for the first Snuff film. And then Haley's been a photographer for us since she started working with us. So I always worked closely with them, but their older brother, Jaden, I never got a chance to work with him. And I've been asking him forever, like since day one we did Unspeakable Acts, I was like, hey, do you want to help me out? He's a big guy. Like he'd be great, and he was gonna be. I want him to be a cop in Unspeakable Acts, and he turned me down. I think he was just a little camera shy or whatever. But I've always kind of hounded him after that. And anyway, I finally got him broke down. I think it wasn't just me. I think Haley and Ethan kind of worked on him too. But no, he was the hockey mask killer. Not Jason. He was not Jason in our movie. But no, it was really great working with him. And then, of course, the guy who I think really steals the movie, Josh Chaney. I mean, the dude had us in stitches the entire time.
Josh stole the show.
What was great about him was, like, he's so great at improv. Like, literally, with a lot of people that we've worked with in the past, you got to kind of, because, all the scripts are written, but we never go by the script. I mean, that's just a guideline. Like, I'll write it out, but then I'll be like, listen, just get to know your character, and then we'll just run with it.
And Josh knocked it out of the park.
And, not everybody can keep up with you, but this guy, not only can he keep up with you, he'll run fucking past you.
After we do a take, he delivers a line that obviously came off the top of his head, or is maybe some little bullet point that he was told to say, but like, all that me or Daniel had to say was like, do it just a little bit more like this. And then instead of doing it a little bit more like this, he does it a lot more like this, and it's 1,000 times better. So,
Yeah, go Chris. Woo. You got it, bud. Yeah. Hey, how do you spell sexy? Is it with 2 X's or 3? Dude, I don't think that was PC. You said you need more steaks? Dude, we can't order from Omaha. It takes too long for them to come in. Dude, I got a good line. You should tell her that it's medium rare because it's sexy as fuck. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Fuck. Never mind, I'll keep workshopping. Can I fuck the next vampire? Dude, you didn't have to kill the hot one. Yes! New high score. Honestly, it's like you don't even care about me at all. Like, I feel like we haven't been talking much, Chris, and I'm a little bit upset about it. I know you're busy killing vampires. Fuck you. You're basically just a generic ripoff of Van Helsing anyway. Dude, this is like when Samsung came out with the Galaxy because of the iPhone. It's pretty lame and it might blow up in your face.
So, I mean, it was just great to have, work with him on this one. And it was great that he was more himself on this one. I always felt bad about Unspeakable Acts. We kind of shoehorned him into the role of this journalist. And the journalist was very straight-laced and very serious and the complete opposite of Josh. So the character of Joel is very much in line with, Josh's personality. So it was just really great working with him on that one.
Because Josh owns that movie.
And then the other thing about, directing this one was a little bit different from the others, was we actually had more setups. We had more stuff going on. It came down to the big, I guess, what I consider the big showdown, which is, just, it's all talk, but with my character, Josh's, and October's. And what was unique about directing that scene was, once again, there's a script, but it's the bare bones. It's a structure that you follow. Everything else, it's all improvised at this point. And so we did this from so many different angles. I forget how many angles we ended up using. Like 6 or 7, something like that. And so, thing is, we're moving around a lot. So, when we was in the editing room and I had to cut it together, it was like trying to get things matched up. And I just remember when I was shooting, Simon even said, like, man, you're going to be able to put this together because, in some scenes, October's on the stairs, some scenes she's not. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then I get in the room and I'm like, holy crap, like, this is going to take a little bit more. And so it was, kind of difficult to kind of navigate that. This is our first out-and-out comedy. And of course, it still has a bit of a horror vibe. And that's what TPS is known for. We, everything we've done has been horror or thriller at best. But this is our first out-and-out comedy. However, I will maintain that all of the TPS films we've done up to this point all had a bit of dark comedy thrown in. Unspeakable Acts, it was just littered with it. Once again, depending on what your sense of humor is. Some people may not find it that funny, but yeah, it was definitely pretty dark and stuff like that.
Okay. Small animals ever torture, play with, torment?
No.
Okay. Wet the bed?
No.
Have a weird uncle molest you?
No. What is wrong with you?
Just asking the question.
You seem a little disappointed. Did you want me to get molested? What kind
No.
of questions are these? Like, seriously.
Alright, let's move past.
Let's move past this, yes. But then even like the 3 shorts we did after that, my first snuff film, the first snuff film, Entropy and Self-Isolation, like they all had this like comedic irony that ran through them. Every one of them kind of ended in kind of a wacky, goofy type of way. And so, yeah, it wasn't that, much removed. Like, at this point, I'm just like, well, shit. Might as well do a comedy. Let's just see if we can do it. And once again, we always had fun shooting these movies anyway. So, like, it seemed like the next logical step, really.
When it all comes together and it comes out and you watch the final product, he knows what he's doing. He has, like I said, a clear vision from point A to point Z.
So, when I wrote the character of Kris Kage, the 2 big inspirations I kind of took from was Ash from The Evil Dead and Stan Smith from American Dad. Because both are they're both opinionated and they both just kind of spout nonsense out. And it can be very offensive. But at the end of the day, their heart is always in the right place. Like, they never mean to be offensive, it's just they are, because they're like relics from a different time. And I kind of feel like that at times. There's been, a ton of times, where I'll say something, now I'm just like, ugh, I know that didn't come off right. I didn't mean it to sound, horrible or whatever, but it's like, sometimes you just, you talk the way you did back in the day, and it's just not acceptable today. And so that was kind of the basis, get one of these kind of characters who is just uber offensive and, just doesn't care what he says, but he doesn't mean anything by it.
I think our this is kind of being real, but I think our interpretation of what an executive producer, to me, it's a little different than what like your typical Hollywood definition of an executive producer would be. Like, I think a lot of people think producer and they think money. And let's be honest, we've beat around the bush and we've had fun about this, but like, everybody knows there's not a whole lot of money.
So Simon, as the executive producer, you know what? He's been the guy who's been by my side from the very beginning. I don't do a movie without, him, somehow in the loop. And this was no different. And but by this time, we've done so many of these that it was almost like production of a factory. Like, we're just kind of churning out at this point. So it's like we knew what to do, we knew where to be. I don't know. It was just perfect synergy. And so, like I said, he's the executive producer, but he should get, credit for so much more than that. So when we actually started shooting, principal photography on Kris Kage, Modern Day in Helsing, we did that on February 2020. In February of 2020. 1 month before the big pandemic hit here in the United States, and we all went into, self-isolation, quarantine, the whole shebang. So, but we actually did shoot a big bulk of this first, like the movie itself. Granted, it's only like 3-4 key scenes or whatever, but we got them all taken care of pre-pandemic. And then when the pandemic hit, we were all on lockdown. So, we actually had to take a big hiatus. I didn't know when we was going to finish the film. I knew, at some point we'd have to, everything would open back up slightly. We can be able to, get it. But, we were down. The funny thing about, being down was around that time, I visited the doctor and I had to go on this forced diet because health concerns. I don't eat right. So, and they're like, yeah, you're an idiot. Start, losing weight, fatso. And so anyways, so during the quarantine time, I actually lost 35 pounds. And it was like, holy shit. So, I lost all that weight. So the funny thing is when, and I forget when we resumed, it was like June or July, I think, when we actually started picking up the shots for the intro. Really, we had everything else done. The post-credit scene was done. Everything after the intro was done. Just the intro is the only thing we needed. But there's a lot of stuff to shoot. That was the thing. Like, the intro had a lot of different little scenes thrown together, so that's what we had to, And so anyways, it's funny because if you look at those intro things, like, I'm slimmed down a little bit. And then when the main adventure comes in, I packed on some weight. And as you notice right now, I have, put the weight back on. But I was given a clean bill of health, and instead of just saying, all right, thank you, I'll keep eating right, I went right back to not eating right. But so anyway, that is kind of a little tidbit right there, that we shot this during that. And even between this movie, the production of this movie, I actually shot a short film, Self-Isolation, in between this, the award-winning Self-Isolation. So yeah, that was all done, before this even came out or whatever. So I guess just in closing, I just want to thank everybody who helped me out on this movie. The cast and crew, once again, everybody's working for free, and they just come out in droves to help me out, and it means a lot to me. It really does. I had a blast doing it, a lot of fun, and I hope everybody enjoys it as well, and that's all I got. So
This was the funnest shoot that I've been a part of. All the little things that I was, it seemed more loose. And I'm not saying like Daniel's like a hard ass, being serious, like but like, like I said about his vision, like, he does kind of, and a lot of times it's time restraints too, because we all have lives and jobs outside of this crap. But it was a lot more loose and a lot more fun, and just, and we always have fun, but this is probably the most fun that I've had, and I'm gonna miss it.
Joel, would you please? Oh my God, Joel.